Western Forum. This venerable venue on the west side of South Bend has been the host of many great games. We're hoping there's one here tonight as the 6th-ranked Marian Knights visit the Washington Panthers on the 46th game of the week. And how you doing, everybody? Between my Hall of Fame partners, Bob Nagel and Bo Hunt, it's Chuck Freeby. Great to have you with us for the NIC regular season finale. The Marian Knights, I dare say they're one of the surprise teams in northern Indiana this year. They lost Jaden Ivey going to La Lumiere. A lot of people thought they were going to lose a lot more than that, and instead they've done nothing but win 17 games.
Well, Jaden's partner in the backcourt and on the wings last year was Jerry Bracey, who had to play that second man role. This year he stepped up, 18.3 points per game. He's been outstanding. Declan Sullivan is a very talented freshman who's been able to facilitate a lot of what they want to do on offense, and one of the things he does on a regular basis is get the ball to Michael Boffman, who's a very good three-point shooter. So a nice balanced attack for Marian.
We expected the Washington Panthers to be good this year. It took them a little while to hit their stride. They were 6-8 at midseason, but since then they've won 8 in a row behind a very solid senior class.
Yeah, don't be petty. Well, go ahead and talk about Petty if you want to. Jalen Petty is the big man for Washington, 6'6", and he's an outstanding scorer, and he's also a very good defender inside. And they've got a couple other guys, and when you think about Janai Griffin and Patel, these are assist man, gets the ball to the scorers. They've also got another outstanding scorer in Marcus Vaughn who can light it up. And they've got some really good players. Miller, for example, 5.9 rebounds a game. They know their roles and they execute them very well.
Bo Hunt will be working the sidelines again. This is a very unique game, Bo. Not only are the two head coaches working in neighboring classrooms, but these two teams are playing in neighboring games. They play tonight, and then they play again in the first round of the sectional. So what should we expect tonight as opposed to next Tuesday?
Well, I think first off, we're going to expect a great basketball game. But when you look at this and you're getting ready to play an opponent, this isn't for the conference championship or anything like that, and you're getting ready to play them in the first round of sectional. And when you look at that, and you look at other sports like baseball and football, baseball you can kind of throw off another pitcher. Football, you don't have to throw your whole offense out there and any of your trick plays or anything like that, so you can save some back. And basketball is a little bit different. I mean, you might be able to switch up a little bit on the man-to-man or the zone, a few offenses, but it is what it is when you come to basketball, talent versus talent.
The winner gets bragging rights for all of 4 days. We're back with the Jordan Automotive Keys to Win next on the 46th Game of the Week.
HME TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week. Brought to you by Interra Credit Union, South Bend Orthopedics, Bill's Heating, Jordan Automotive Group, Teachers Credit Union, IU South Bend, Electrical Workers Local 153, Crown Trophy, Imagineering Finishing Technology, and the IHSAA.
This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week being brought to you by the Jordan Auto Group. Simple, easy, stress-free. Welcome back inside the Great Western Forum at Washington High School as Marian and Washington get ready for this NIC clash. Time now to look at our keys to win. Brought to you by the Jordan Auto Group. When you look at the Marian Knights, you have to start with their senior point guard, Jerry Bracey, and you could make a case for him being the MVP of the NIC this year. He is averaging 18 points and 5 rebounds a game, leads this team in rebounds, assists, and steals as well, and one big reason behind their 17-4 record. But he doesn't have to do it alone. He's got a mate in the backcourt, a freshman by the name of Declan Sullivan, who averages 14 points and 2 rebounds a game, and has had 17 games in double figures this year, thanks in part to 40% shooting from three-point range. The keys to win for Rob Berger and the Knights.
First of all, they got to take care of the ball. Washington is quick, they are long, and they will come after you defensively. They've also got to contain the dribble. Don't let the penetration create opportunities for Washington, especially down near the basket. And they have to win that rebounding battle, and the biggest way to do that is to block out, take the bigger guys away from the basket, but you really have to keep Washington one and done, or a long three-point shot that misses becomes an entry pass. So it'll be crucial for the Marian Knights to execute, and but Rob Berger has done a great job and he is going to tell some a little bit about why he has enjoyed this team so much.
I mean, I think that, you know, they do it together. You know, they play very well together. They play extremely hard. And, you know, I don't think a lot of people, you know, thought we were going to have the season we were going to have. We returned 2 full-time varsity players, and, you know, they bounced back with, you know, right now 17 wins. So, you know, it's a team that just really plays, I think, basketball the right way.
One area where the Washington Panthers have an advantage tonight is in size, because their big guys are not just big, they're good. Jalen Petty is a 6'6" senior forward who averages just shy of 20 points and 6 rebounds a game. In fact, he's 3rd in the NIC in scoring, creeping up on 1,000 points in his career. He's had 20 consecutive games in double figures. And he gets a lot of help from DeMarcus Vaughn, 6'4" senior. He averages 18 points a game, 5th all-time at South Bend, Washington on the scoring list, partially because he's a sniper from outside. He's hit 69 threes this year. Keys to win for Ryan Varga and the Panthers.
Got to keep an eye on the Marian guards. Don't let them penetrate. Don't let them drive and create play. They got to make sure they don't give up any second chances to the Knights. And the biggest thing for them and what they've really done, especially these last 8 games, is compete. Go out there knowing what the coach wants you to do, what you need to do to help your teammates, and compete against Marian. Ryan Varga is relatively new to Washington High School, but he's got some experience. He's 43-28 in his 3rd season.
Yeah, you know, they like to hang out with each other in school, out of school. Last night we had a team dinner, and they got to bond over that in the cafeteria. So it's always good to have a group that likes each other, because they generally play well together.
So the teams are warming up. We're getting ready for tip-off, and it comes your way next. Those have been the Jordan Automotive Keys to Win on the 46 Game of the Week. And this edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Intera Credit Union. We get it, because we live here too. They are getting ready for the starting lineups after a nice rendition of the national anthem by the Washington Band. And here to tell you about tonight's lineups, our own Bob Nagel.
Well, first of all, for the Marian Knights, our lineup's brought to you by Marian High School. And for the Knights, it'll be Deglin Sullivan starting at a guard. Sullivan, just a freshman, 5'9", wears number 1 on that visiting blue uniform. Jerry Bracey wears number 5. He's a 6'2" senior. He's our leading scorer. He'll play at a guard, along with Michael Boffman. Boffman is a 6'1" senior, loves to shoot the 3. He wears number 23. Mitchell Menting is at a forward. He wears number 12, and he's a 6'3" junior. And their biggest guy inside is 6-foot sophomore Kaleo Kakalea, and he wears number 14 for the Marian Knights. Sullivan, Bracey, Boffman, Menting, and Kakalea for Marian. Now for the Washington Panthers. Big guy under the basket and really all over the floor. Jalen Petty is 6'6" and a senior. He wears number 3. Number 4 is Marcus Northern. He's a 6-foot freshman in that starting lineup for Washington. Janai Griffin, 6-foot senior, wears number 11. He'll start at a guard. Jalen Miller is a forward, 6'5" junior, leads him in rebounding. He wears number 22. And DeMarcus Vaughn, watch him. He wears number 23. He's a 6'4" senior, and he is a very talented young man. And so this Washington team not only has talent and size in the starting lineup, they've got some depth as well. They can run with you all night long, and they'd like to see if they can't put some pressure on the Marian Knights, defensively especially.
The series history goes all the way back to 1967, but there were some years where these teams didn't play. Washington leads it by a count of 27-19. Last year, Marian won by a healthy margin in the final game of the regular season, 65-48. Nobody thinks it'll be that disparate here tonight. The officials for tonight's game, you've got Jalen Robinson on the left, Mark Kenyon on the right, and Raymond Dix there in the middle. And they're all getting ready for their tournament assignments next week as well. So it is Washington in the white with the green numerals, and the Marian Knights in the royal blue with the white numbers and letters.
As we get ready to start here tonight, pretty good crowd on hand, and the Washington JVs won the first game here tonight, and Marian will be trying to get a split if they can. And here tonight to call the play-by-play of tonight's game of the week, my partner Chuck Freeby.
Jalen Petty for Washington, ready to jump against Kaleo Kakalia of the Marian Knights, and the ball controlled by Washington. The Panthers come in with a record of 14-8, having won 8 in a row. They work it to Petty underneath for 2. Jalen Petty, who scores 20 a game, gets off to a good start. Here come the Marian Knights, 17-4, winners of 7 straight. Their best win came over Norwell. In fact, that's the only loss Norwell has suffered this year. Marian's only 4 losses came to teams who all have 15 victories or more this season. Jerry Bracey handles it up top. Now Mitchell Menting with the head and shoulder fake. Michael Boffman, the only other senior besides Bracey on this team. Declan Sullivan, the only person who hasn't had a touch yet is Kakalia down low. Bracey, foul line jumper. And he got that one to settle in.
It's like a good breakfast. You got the sweet roll.
And it had a lot of iron in it.
It sure did.
2-2 tie, a minute in. Janai Griffin handles up top. He and Bracey will go at it all night long, and you'll also see them at halftime, our TCU student athletes. Griffin for 3. Couldn't get that one to go, and Bracey gets the carom. Oh, they tried to feed it to Sullivan down in the corner, but Boffman misread exactly where Sullivan would be and throws the ball out of bounds for the first turnover of the game.
Marian with a turnover and a rebound. Washington hasn't gotten a rebound or turnovers yet, but gee, I think we're early in the ball game.
Washington has some solid wins this year. They have beaten St. Joe. They have beaten Northridge. They just threw that ball out of bounds, and it'll be Marian basketball. Their worst loss was to Fort Wayne, but that was way back early in the season.
Just loved being here for practice the other day and watching the closeness of this group and how much they respect each other and really enjoy competing.
Marian trying to work the play. Sullivan recovers the ball after it goes through his hands. As the Panthers playing a solid man-to-man early on, Bracey gets that one to go home too. My goodness, the rims are soft here at the Great Western Forum.
Marian's first lead.
4-2 in favor of the Knights. They'll work it around the outside. That's Jalen Petty going down low. They were trying to get the ball to Cortez Redmond, but instead it's a turnover. Boffman kicks it outside, and Marcus Northern got the deflection, but they couldn't get the steal. And then it's a held ball, and on the alternating possession, that should go to Marian.
Determined by the opening tip, which Washington controlled.
So Michael Boffman will inbounds for the Knights. We mentioned 7 straight wins for Marian. Tuesday night, they went over and beat a 16-win Michigan City team on the Wolves' home court, and they held them 22 below their scoring averages. Menting misses a 3. Bracey got the rebound, tried to feed Menting. Instead, the pass kicks out to Jerry, and he misses that one. But another offensive rebound for Marian to Kakalia. You can tell Marian deliberate in its half-court offense. I wouldn't call it a stall at all. I think they just try to work the offense for the good shot. They found one there with Menting, but he couldn't hit. Kakalia puts it in. You give a team like Marian 4 opportunities at the basket, they're going to make you pay.
And they were very patient that time, and Kakalia with a nice follow. Another offensive rebound for Marian.
So let's see if Washington can find a way into its flow. They have not been able to get touches for DeMarcus Vaughn. That changes here, and his 3 is off the mark. But the rebound to Janai Griffin, who drives the lane as he likes to do. Missed the layup. Kakalia the rebound for Marian. The Knights will take it in transition. Bracey all the way for 2. It's an 8-2 Marian lead early on. And Marian doing what it does best, throttling teams with defense. Griffin spinning inside, got the bucket in the bump.
Good strong move.
Janai Griffin fouled that time by Mitchell Menton. You get another look from our friends at SBO. Griffin with a nice spin move, using that body to protect the ball, and Janai will go to the foul line where he's a 65% free throw shooter. Griffin, 7 straight games in double figures. Couldn't get that one to drop, and the rebound out of bounds to Marian.
Griffin, a pretty good free throw shooter. Kind of a surprise to see him miss that one.
8-4 in favor of the Knights. Darian Thornton is checked into the game now for Marian. He wears number 2. Kyrell Franklin in as well. He wears number 4. Franklin, a long, lanky player, the 6'4" junior. Usually a big part of their defensive effort. And Bracy threw that one away. He was hoping Thornton would break to the basket. Oh, they say it was tipped. Raymond Dix said it went out of bounds off Washington, so it'll be Marian ball.
I don't think Ryan Varga necessarily agrees with that call, but
nor did the Washington student body. Bracy, they work it around to Sullivan. Sullivan take a step in and beat his man to the hoop, but couldn't score. But another offensive rebound for Marian. And Franklin will make them pay. Kyrell Franklin, who averages 6.5 per game off the bench, ups the ante to 10-4.
Impressive, and another offensive board for Marian. Washington without a rebound so far.
Janai Griffin inside, drew contact. I think it's Kakaleo this time. You would think a team with the size of Washington, you've got guys out there like Petty, who's 6'6", and Vaughn, who's 6'4", do a better job on the glass, but that hasn't been the case early on. Take a look at the explosive steps of Janai Griffin.
He is quick and he is strong.
Griffin, best known as a passer, has 3 points tonight. He is 17th in the state of Indiana with 5.9 assists per game. Has 129 total assists on the season coming in. That includes an 11 assist performance in their win over Valparaiso. Janai rattles home both free throws and cuts the lead to 4. Franklin looking for a cutter. Instead, the pass swatted away by Jalen Petty.
Marian with pretty good spacing on the floor. That's going to be so important when you're playing against a team that's quick. And, we use the term long. They've got some long arms to take away the passing lane. So you really got to keep the distance between you and the next guy.
Bracy working over to Marcus Vaughn. Couldn't get that one to rattle home. And the rebound comes down to Jalen Miller. Meanwhile, Griffin, a beautiful stop-and-go move. Couldn't get it to drop. Vaughn, the offensive putback, and he got the end one.
Pretty nice combination there between Griffin and Vaughn.
Take another look on the SBO replay at the work of DeMarcus Vaughn on the offensive glass. They call the foul on Darian Thornton, his first. And Vaughn, who is an 82% free throw shooter, goes to the line. And just like that, the Panthers are back within 1.
Well, when they get going with the rebounding, they really get going. That's 4 straight for Washington.
The insertion of Miller in the game makes them a little more physical underneath. Here's Kakalea. He faked the handoff to Sullivan. Bracy came around the top of the key and dumped it off. Sullivan for 3. That's well off the mark. But sometimes a bad miss like that results in another offensive rebound, and Bracy corralled that one.
Bad enough to be good.
Gracie will set it up with a minute and a half left first quarter. Gracie spinning. Vaughn, good defense that time, and Miller will start the break. It is Petty on the outside for three. Jalen Petty, not really known as the best three-point shooter, but he's got 28 at the other end. Kyrell Franklin is fouled. They'll call it on Janai Griffin, his first, and SBO shows you another look at the Petty three. In transition, used to be, now I sound like the old guy that I am, used to be in transition, you never took an outside shot. Then the three-point line was created, and now that's the move.
Petty, he shoots a three-pointer like it's a free throw. Not a problem for a big, strong young man like Jalen Petty.
He and Vaughn both have that ability. Here's Franklin. Gracie guarded by Vaughn. Menting back in the game now for Marian. Petty draws that defensive assignment. It's Thornton kicking out to Boffman for three. Couldn't get it to go, and the rebound comes to Griffin. Panthers want to run. Vaughn stop and go all the way. Oh, taken away by Thornton, and then a late foul call underneath. Who's it going to be on? You get the look from SBO as they call the foul on Kyrell Franklin, his first.
Franklin's an impressive looking athlete, isn't he? Good size at 6'4". Just a junior, he'll be back.
And a technical foul is called on the Marian bench. Have to assume it's on Rob Berger, but it could be one of the assistants.
Didn't see particularly what was said and by who.
I think they were disturbed that Mark Kenyon's foul call came well after the foul occurred. And so Vaughn's going to go to the line. We mentioned earlier he's an 82% free throw shooter. He had two coming for the foul in the act of shooting, and then you add on the technical, and he could be there a while.
While he's there, we'll tell you that the caring and experienced professionals at Bub Funeral Chapel offer the range of personalized services. For more information, call them at 255-3126 or visit them at bubfuneralchapel.com. Bub Funeral Chapel is here for you and your family and wishes the athletes in tonight's game all the good luck in the world.
Meanwhile, Vaughn drains another one. And the Panthers expanding their lead at the foul line thanks to the Marian foul and technical. Plus, Washington will get the ball and perhaps hold for the final shot of the first quarter.
Panthers have done a nice job from the line, and they've been there often. 7 free throws in the first quarter.
You see the clock, bottom right-hand corner of the Intera Credit Union scoreboard. Griffin. Good head and shoulder fake, got Franklin in the air. The three on the way is off the mark from Jason Jones, but it's put back in, and that'll count. So Jalen Petty comes up with the offensive putback, and Marian at one time led this game 10-4. But back comes Washington on a 13-0 run. Petty caps it, and they're up by 7 after 1 on 46. This edition of the 46th Game of the Week brought to you in part by IU South Bend, fulfilling the promise. As you look at Rob Berger on that Marian bench, that first quarter certainly turned around. We go to Bo Hunt for a Bills Heating sideline report. And Bo, what has sparked this 13-0 Washington run?
I think the biggest thing started on the defensive end. They were really able to shut Marian down, not let him get inside, get any easy buckets. He was able to get a little bit of transition, and they really got him in rhythm. You talked earlier that they just didn't look in rhythm. They finally found the rhythm a little bit. I think Petty with that big three got him going as well. So they found the rhythm and got it going, guys.
All right, thank you very much, Bo. First quarter numbers, Bob?
Washington in the first quarter, 5 out of 9 from the field. 0 for 3 from three-point range. But 7 out of 7 from the free throw line, and they count for their 17 points that way. Marian, meanwhile, 5 out of 10 from the floor, not that bad. Didn't make a three-pointer in 4 tries, and they didn't get to the free throw line. Between the two teams, 0 for 7 from three-point range. Well, Petty's got the only one.
Meanwhile, a steal by Franklin for Marian. And here come the Knights in transition. Bracy will take it back outside. Hoffman looking for help. Bracy takes it in and tries the foul line jumper and hits. Jerry Bracy with 8 points. You might say, well, Chuck, he had an open three there. Why didn't he take it? He just doesn't shoot three-pointers. He's 1 of 11 from three-point range this year, but has been very accurate from inside the arc, so he knows the limits of his game. Vaughn misses on the lay-in. The tip in no good. And here comes Marian the other way. Bracy wants to go all the way and does for 2. He's got 10. Jerry Bracy, a graduate of LaSalle Academy right here in South Bend, played with many of these Washington players, still does in AAU ball. That includes Janai Griffin, whose baseline jumper is good. Griffin now with 6. Full-length pass, Mitchell Menting with the layup, and back and forth we go, and Ryan Varga wants a timeout. He's not happy with the transition defense that sees his team's lead cut to 3 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by South Bend Orthopedics, the team physicians for the University of Notre Dame since 1947. Well, quick timeout by Ryan Varga after his team got beat down the floor.
Well, he wanted me to get that straightened out, whatever they weren't doing defensively on that, especially on the transition basket. Marian has had a pretty easy time scoring on some of those.
Janai Griffin looking at Varga to get the play from the sideline. Vaughn was trying to get a post up on Baughman, but instead they'll work it around the outside. Marian staying man-to-man here. Griffin on the dribble. Tried to lob it in for Petty, and it's knocked away. By the time they tried to lob it to Petty, he had 3 bodies around him.
Well, Marian's going to keep an eye on him, no question about that. Folks, get back in the game with South Bend Orthopedics, team physicians for the University of Notre Dame since 1947.
There you see Ryan Varga, the third-year head coach of the Washington Panthers. His uncle is in the stands tonight. You might know him as a state championship coach, Tom DeBates, who coached at South Bend Clay and led them to the state championship. Washington goes to Petty, and he'll bring it back outside. Now Griffin at the high post, lost control, and Marian wants to run. Bracy behind the back, over Vaughn for 2. That was pretty. 12 for Jerry Bracy, who has shown that he can be dynamic in transition. Oh, great pass from Vaughn, and Petty's shot was blocked by Franklin. Did they call goaltending? No, they called a foul on Kyrell Franklin. You make the call at home.
Thought he was really elevated there.
Might have got him with the body.
Yeah, something was a bump down there, but what a job by Franklin. Boy, he's an impressive athlete.
Here's Petty, 71% free throw shooter, but that one rattles away. As Kakalia checks back in. Jalen Petty playing with a very heavy heart this year. His mom died of kidney disease on the first day of practice this season. He's very tight with the Vaughn family, and the Vaughns and Coach Varga have really done a great job with this young man. His dad and his grandmother helping to raise him now, and Mom was only 48 years old. 8 points for Jalen tonight. It's a 2-point Washington lead. Nearly stolen away that time by Griffin. Here's Boffman, good three-point shooter, and Marcus Northern right up in his grill. But Bracey's had the hot hand, couldn't get that one to go. Petty with the rebound. Here comes Washington to add to the cushion, they hope. Griffin, good defense that time by Boffman.
Boffman's become a much better defensive player the last couple of years.
Vaughn airballed the three, but Griffin was in position. And Janai will handle things up top midway through the second. Panthers trying to win their 9th straight and take that kind of momentum into the Jimtown sectional next week when they'll face this same Marian team Tuesday night. Marcus Northern's three is off the mark, but Petty managed to get the rebound, and then a foul called on Marian. Whole lot of contact underneath the basket. They'll call the foul on Boffman. That's his first. And I'm sure the Marian bench will point out the 7-1 foul discrepancy.
Yeah, it's jumping off of my sheet as well, and might have been what had Rob Berger's ire up a little bit ago. Again, we don't know that it was called on Rob, but
Petty at the line with 8 points tonight. And Jalen rattles that one home. Hits the next one, he'll have his 21st consecutive game in double figures. Third in the NIC in the scoring derby, behind only Blake Wesley and J.R. Konechny. He hit them both. And we've got a towel needed down on the baseline to clean up some moisture.
folks, it's a great time to be a Marian Knight. Marian offers 32 different dual credit classes in collaboration with local colleges and universities. Students earn college credits to begin their college careers, and parents save on the cost of college tuition. Find out more at marianhs.org.
All the moisture cleaned up, and now Marian tries to make a dent into a 4-point Washington lead. Sullivan has been quiet tonight. He has not scored a point so far. He averages 14 a game. Bracey nearly lost the handle. Instead, a great feed to Thornton underneath for two. How did he see him?
Well, I think he just had an idea that somebody had to be over there because the defenders were on him.
Washington lead at one time was 7. It's down to 2. Vaughn popped open and then slashed to the bucket for 2. You have to respect his three-point shooting so much, it opens up the drive.
And you had to count that one twice because it was in the rim for a long time.
8 points for DeMarcus Vaughn. Will lead back up to 4. Sullivan. All thought Bracey was going outside. Jerry was cutting in, and another Marian turnover.
Marian guilty of 4 turnovers, Washington 3.
Jalen Miller, the 6'5 junior, checks back in for Ryan Varga's squad. Varga, a Clay grad. Then he went to Valparaiso University, and while he was at Valpo University, started coaching at Boone Grove as an assistant. Came here and was a JV coach for about 7 or 8 years under Chad Johnston. Vaughn was trying to lob it for Petty and threw it out of bounds.
Turnover number 4. Folks, our thanks to the team from St. Andrews Products for making our crew look good tonight. They can do the same for your school or corporation. Call them at 800-628-9922 or email them at sales@standrewscorp.com. Your expectations become our standards, and our answer is always yes. Now, what's the question?
Bracey up top for Marian. Nice spin move on Vaughn, and he draws the foul. First one on to Marcus Vaughn, and it will send Jerry Bracey to the foul line, where he is a 66% free throw shooter. Here's another look courtesy of SBO.
The one-on-one action there. There's a couple of bumps. Got that arm over just enough to draw the attention of the official.
Bracey hits the first. He now has 13 points tonight and keeping the Knights in this. His dad played for Mark Johnson when Mark was the head coach at South Bend LaSalle. They could see Mark Johnson again next week. The Indians have the bye in that top half of the bracket at Jimtown. Marcus Northern, the freshman, having his name called for the first time tonight, and he'll go to the line for two. This time you can call the foul on Sullivan, his first, and Northern, a 63% free throw shooter, goes to the stripe.
Marian doing a good job of staying out of serious foul trouble, even though they've had a lot of fouls called against them.
Northern has played in all 22 games for the Panthers in this his freshman year. Averages almost 4 points and 2.5 rebounds per game. And that's his first point tonight. He's the first non-senior to score for the Panthers tonight, and their lead is up to 3.
Marian Knights looking for their first made three-pointer tonight. They could knock one down here or tie the game.
Instead, they'll go inside to Thornton, who goes right up over Miller for 2. So Darian Thornton now with 4 off the bench. Griffin at the other end was hoping to draw contact. Nothing called. Marian can take the lead. Bracey all the way. And the freshman Northern says, not here, not now.
Man, some impressive young players. Northern a freshman. Thornton a freshman.
And you get another look at the fine defensive play by Northern at the other end. He kept his distance from Bracey and got the ball on the way up. Still Marian only down by 1, can take the lead here. Jason Jones has checked into the game for Washington. He wears number 12. He's the guy guarding the ball right now. 2-3 zone here by Washington. They go inside to Kakalia. His second basket of the night gives Marian a 1-point lead. So Marian, one time trailing by 7 at the end of the quarter, now finds itself on top. Petty throws it back out to Northern. Let's see if Washington will wind up holding for one here. That's what Petty is signaling to his teammates.
Folks, for 60 years, Imagineering Finishing Technologies has been the industry knowledge source for metal finishing solutions.
Kakalia the rebound.
They set the standard for industries including automotive, medical, aerospace, and military defense.
Bracey tried to lob it to Kakalia and threw it out of bounds. The Panthers will have 1.1 to get off a shot. And they'll put Cortez Redmond over on the bench.
Go to IFT Worldwide for more information. IFT is earned national accreditation and worldwide respect, like the teams in tonight's game, working to a great finish.
Vaughn off the side of the backboard, and the first half has come to an end with Marian up by a score of 26-25. The Knights heading off the court, and we go downstairs to Bo Hunt for a Bills Heating Sideline report. He's got Rob Berger.
Coach, you go into halftime. You're up by 1. At one point, you're down by 7. What was the difference on that comeback for that in the first half?
I thought we did a better job of talking defensively, you know, getting to people and helping, making them kick it out.
Yeah. Adjustments for the second half?
We just got to we got to stay with it. We got to make sure we block out, and we want to keep trying to push and get some easy shots if we can.
Thanks, Rob.
Thanks.
Back to you guys.
All right, Bo, stick around, everybody. A lot coming up at halftime, including 2 impressive student athletes in our TCU student athlete feature. It's been an entertaining first half of the Great Western Forum. 3 balls falling for Washington. Marian doing it by slashing to the hoop with Jerry Bracey. Knights by 1 on 46.
And we welcome you back to the Great Western Forum here at Washington High School, where we have a chance to meet our student athletes of the week, brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com and find out how you can become a member today. Well, I'll tell you what, we got a couple of fine representatives, and Janai Griffin from Washington High School is our student athlete there, and then Jerry Bracey's with us from Marian High School, and Jerry, you're the visitor, so we'll talk to you first. Congratulations on all you've done on the floor, certainly, but also in the classroom. You're getting it done.
Yes, of course. It's always been getting the grades done, using my time wisely to get my homework done. So after school, I can focus really just on getting better, helping the team get better, and really focusing on becoming a better player for basketball.
You find sometimes the discipline it takes to be successful in athletics can carry over to the other things you got to do?
Not really. It's always been academics first, basketball second. If grades aren't right in school, then it'll be hard to be successful on the court. So I have to be both, right? Be an example on the court and off the court. Be a leader.
What else are you involved with at Marian High School?
I'm part of the South Bend Youth Council.
Nice.
I'm a council.
Good. That keeps you busy. And want to talk to you about what your plans are for college. I know you haven't picked a college, but you'd certainly like to play at the next level.
Yes, of course. Definitely want a major in business management and administration as well.
What made you pick that?
Well, I've always been interested with numbers and want to be able to sell, buy stuff. Always good in that area, so it seems interesting to me, and I love it.
Good for you. Talk about the people in your life that have mattered. You've got a lot of support at home and at school.
Well, of course, my parents, my mom, my family, especially friend group, my circle. They've always been positive, making me a lot of constructive criticism, a lot, and really just my family. I love them a lot, and they've always done the best and helped me get better.
Well, you've done a great job. It's been fun to watch your game elevate as you've gone through the years at Marian. Hard to believe you're a senior already.
Yeah, it's just went by super fast. Can't believe it.
Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
Jerry Bracey from Marian High School representing the Knights, and with us over here is Janai Griffin from Washington High School. And Janai, first of all, congratulations on everything you're doing and doing it so well on the floor and certainly in the classroom.
Yeah, we kind of started off the season real tough. But like I said, we just started focusing towards more the end of the season. And everything starts in the classroom, start with your grades and stuff, and everything will translate over to the floor.
You're really involved in a lot of things at Washington High School as well. What do you really enjoy?
I'm in the African American male leadership, and we try to do a lot of stuff for the community and help each other, the freshmen that's not really focused and stuff, help them get on track and teach them the importance of being in school and doing great things.
I got to believe somebody might have helped you up when you were a freshman here at Washington.
Yeah, my upperclassmen, the seniors that was on the team and stuff, helped me and stuff. But I actually came into high school pretty focused and started off strong.
You also want to study business, and you're kind of talking about maybe Emporia State, but you got a lot of options, but they're showing some interest in you.
Yeah, they showing interest, haven't really offered, but yeah, I want to study business. Actually, me and Jerry, we finished up our last season at AAU playing with each other, and we kind of going through the same situation and stuff with schools and stuff. In our last tournament and stuff, we played on the Adidas circuit, and we both tore it up. I don't know if we got a curse on us or anything, but we should have left that summer, this last summer, with a lot of offers. But, I mean, it is what it is. Trust God, and everything going to work out.
There you go. It's a good guy to trust because he never graduates. I want to ask you, too, about the support group that you have in your life. Talk about those people.
Mainly just my mom and my grandma always being there for me. My granny always talking about how she gonna see me in the NBA and stuff like that. Stuff like that keep me focused. Like I said, throughout my whole high school career at AAU, I feel like I've done a great job. I played against many players, many of the top players in the nation. Did a good job against them and stuff. So I was kind of down and stuff when I left out of my last year at AAU without any offers and stuff. But like I said, my granny, she prayed for me. I pray for myself, and everything gonna work out just fine.
Good for you. Congratulations on everything you're doing and your success here at Washington High School.
Thank you. Thank you.
I wish both these guys all the best on the road, and really great to meet Janai Griffin and also Jerry Bracey from Marian High School, our student athletes of the week, Brought to you by TCU. TCU reminds you to go online at tcunet.com and find out how you can become a member today. We're back with some halftime stats and highlights in just a moment. You're watching the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week.
This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week being brought to you in part by the Indiana High School Athletic Association, partnering with TV 46 for 30 years. Halftime here and homecoming at the Great Western Forum as the Washington Panthers trail the Marian Knights by a count of 26-25. Chuck and Bob high above the fray, neither of us part of the homecoming court. They showed good judgment here at Washington. Your thoughts on that first half?
Low scoring, which probably favors Marian. Right. Washington tried to get up down the floor, but Marian did a great job. For as little scoring as there have been some really great plays.
In fact, let's show you how it got to be this way at the Great Western Forum tonight, because early on, things started well for the Washington Panthers. Jalen Petty underneath. He had 10 in the first half, but Jerry Bracey was dynamite in transition in that first half. Petty would hit a three. This really seemed to spark the Washington offense at one point. They led by as many as 7, but Bracey, when he was coming down the floor on the fast break, they just couldn't find a way to stop him. Now, Janai Griffin had a nice first half, 6 points, but again, Bracey was the man for Marian. He had 14 of their 26 in the first half, many of them coming off transition. The steal there by Kyrell Franklin led to that Bracey basket, and Ryan Varga knew that his team would have his hands full in this one. They needed to get some more scoring out of DeMarcus Vaughn, and he did wind up scoring 8 in that first half. As we look at the numbers, Bob, some impressive shooting stats for the Marian Knights.
Yeah, they were 6 out of 7 in the second quarter. That's why they made that big comeback, and that was very effective for them for the game. 67% from the field. They quit shooting the three. Now Washington didn't. They're 2 out of 10. Marian was 0 for 4 in the first quarter, didn't shoot anymore. Look what Washington's done at the free throw line. That's been impressive. Rebounding and turnovers about the same, but that field goal percentage for Marian has them back in the game. But again, not nearly as many shots as you would see on a regular night between these two teams, but it's been a lot of good defense out there as well.
It also shows the efficiency of the Marian offense and what they've been able to do, not only in transition, but being patient in the half-court game. Well, as we mentioned, it's homecoming here at South Bend, Washington, and we've got a new king and queen. The queen is Reason Wardlow. Lovely young lady representing the class of 2020. And how about DeMarcus Vaughn? 8 first-half points and a crown to wear. But can he get a victory over the Marian Knights? We'll find out. Second half play-by-play from South Bend's West Side comes your way next on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you by Crown Trophy. They're nationally known and locally owned. Still halftime here at the Great Western Forum, 26-25 in favor of Marian. But we're happy to be the guest of the South Bend Community School Corporation here tonight.
And the South Bend Community School Corporation is now accepting applications to its magnet programs for the fall semester. Visit sb.school for more information about programs in computer science, engineering, fine arts, Spanish, and French immersion. They also have free Montessori and much more. Programs are available for students beginning at the elementary level through high school. High school programs can lead to professional certifications and licensure, as well as college credits, preparing students to enter the job market or continue to higher education. Students in grades 8 and older may even shadow a magnet student to learn more about a particular program. Apply today at sb.school.
Meanwhile, TV 46 tomorrow has live coverage of all 4 girls' state finals from Indianapolis. We start with the 1A at 10:30 in the morning, which has Pioneer and Lagodi. At 12:45, we'll have the 2A, but the game most people around here care about, the 3A state championship between the Northwood Panthers and Salem. That'll be at 6 o'clock live from Bankers Life Fieldhouse, and that's followed by the 4A, which pits Northwestern against Lawrence North. I know some of you who, especially those of you who have Comcast, are saying, that's not showing up on your guide. Trust me, we have it. It's a full day of basketball, And best of luck to Adam Yoder and the Black Swish tomorrow.
Boy, what a tournament they've put together. And again, when you see what teams do early in the season, working their way up to where they want to be, and Northwood playing very good defense. They managed to get a win over the Marian Knights in that regional and did a great job there. And then in the semi-state against Benton Central, two big girls inside, almost unstoppable offensively, and did a good job defensively as well as did the backcourt. Tell you what, they're primed for a great run toward a state championship.
So again, it's Northwood and Salem at 6, but girls basketball state final action all day Saturday on 46. Here, 26-25 Marian. Second half play-by-play comes your way after this on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you by the electrical workers of Local 153. They're making our communities brighter. Before we start the second half, let's check in with Bo Hunt with Bill's Heating Sideline Report. You talked to Ryan Varga. What changes does Washington have to make in the third quarter?
Well, I talked to Ryan, and I talked to him specifically about that 13-0 run they had in the first half and what was the difference in the closing stretch. He said the biggest thing was just passing the ball. He said we did a great job there when we had that stretch. Then all of a sudden we started settling for some threes and not passing the ball as much. He goes, in the second half, we got to rebound a lot better. They got too many offensive boards, and we got to box out just a little bit better, guys.
You had made the comment during the break they fell in love with the three a little bit in the first half.
Yeah, and 2 out of 10, you know, it's not awful, but it's going to be a big part of the game. It's a one-point game or going back and forth like it has. They need to get the ball inside, and as you mentioned, first quarter, Petty is big enough at 6'6" to be able to go inside strong, which also puts him in good rebounding position.
Well, Marian lacks size on the inside, too. You would think that you would take advantage of that. But again, here's the thing about this game and the fact that you play the same team 4 days later in the tournament. How much of your cards do you really want to show in this one? We'll find out. Marian up by 1 as we start the third quarter.
Speaking of 1, I would expect that Deglin Sullivan might do a little bit more offensively, like, well, not turn it over.
That wasn't his fault as Petty gets the lay-in. The pass went right into the hands of Janai Griffin, and Jalen Petty puts Washington up by 1 just like that. Meanwhile, Sullivan uncorks a 3. That's no good, but Kakalia the rebound, and he put it in with the left. Kaleo with 6.
And here we go.
Marian sticking with man-to-man. No, they're the freshman. They're very high on him. Vaughn thought about the 3, now takes it. Couldn't make it. Petty went in strong, but Menting just ripped the rebound away, and then I think they're going to get Cortez Redmond for an over-the-back here.
Man, strong effort there to wrestle that rebound away.
So it's a 1-point lead as you get a look at Menting just ripping that ball away from Petty, and then Redmond got him from behind. Jerry Bracey with 14 points in the first half. Now it's Menting kicking it back outside. Vaughn has had the defensive assignment on Bracey most of the night. Menting tried the hook shot, and it didn't go. You don't see a lot of that shot anymore.
No, and after getting a chance to go up by 3 or maybe even 4, Marian comes away with a shot that maybe wasn't exactly what Rob Berger had designed.
Meanwhile, Janai Griffin. Here's Petty for 3. That wouldn't go either, and the rebound to Sullivan in transition. Sullivan all the way, threw up a wild layup, and it's knocked out of bounds. It'll go to Washington.
Man. Looked like Sullivan, I was going to mention, he was 0 for 2 in the first half. He's 0 for 2 here in the second half, but I'm sure at halftime Rob Berger said, hey, get in the scoring column, so he's fired up a couple, and they haven't gone.
Looks like he might be pressing a little bit tonight. Here's Griffin. Northern on the outside. Vaughn traveled. Couldn't make up his mind what he wanted to do there.
He was having a nice discussion with himself.
When you're the king, it's not easy to make all those decisions.
He took the crown off. I thought he would keep it on. It would have been a great aid in rebounding, but congratulations to him. That's a special moment in your high school career.
Here's Sullivan on the outside. Now Bracey, a topside jumper is good. Jerry Bracey doing a very nice job with the jump shot as well as the transition layup tonight. And he puts Marian back up by 3. Northern exploded down the lane. Probably would have been better off taking that one to the rack. Instead, he commits a turnover. And Bracey will race the other way, and Vaughn fouls him.
Frustration there for the Washington Panthers. Folks, I want to tell you the Teachers Credit Union understands the importance of growing your future. Whether you're growing your family, your square footage, or your business, Teachers Credit Union is here for you with financial solutions that will help you succeed. Visit tcunet.com to start growing your future today. Federally insured by the NCUA, they are an equal housing opportunity lender.
Folks, I know Marian has had 6 of the 9 last NIC MVPs. I think you can make a heck of a case for Jerry Bracey to join that group. There is no way that this team would be 17-4 without the way that he has played this year and the maturity and the leadership that he has shown on this team. Bob, he is such a vastly different player this year than he was when we saw him for the first time really as a freshman or sophomore.
Really a solid base. He's got great support at home, and, well, he's just become a better player.
Griffin missed the 3 there.
As his career is going along.
Sullivan just can't get anything to drop tonight. And then Northern is fouled. And I think they might call that one on Sullivan as well. Nope, it's on Bracey. That's his first.
Again, Marian in that first half had a lot of fouls called on them, but I don't think anybody's, might have one player with 2 fouls.
4-point Marian lead. Take a look at Rob Berger in his 22nd year on the bench. His second stint at Marian. Pass goes outside. Berger now with 317 career wins. Also spent some time coaching at Wawasee and Mishawaka. They tried to lob it down low for Redmond, and here comes Marian the other way. Kakalia from Bracey. Kalea with 8, and Ryan Varga wants a timeout. 4:19 to go, third quarter, and Marian has upped the lead to 6 on 46. This edition of the 46 Game of the Week being brought to you in part by Bill's Heating, keeping families and businesses comfortable since 1951. Take another look at the fast break here, and Bracey, this is how he racks up those assists. Kakalia did a nice job considering he lost control of the ball on the way up.
He did, got it up on the rim and got a good roll there. I tell you what, the rims have been nice to Marian tonight. Bracey's had probably 4 of his jump shots have caught some iron but went in.
Marian was hoping that they could get some help from New Prairie tonight and perhaps share the NIC title. Doesn't look like it's going to happen. Adams is up 53-34 at the end of 3 over at New Prairie High School tonight.
Cougars are an improving program, but again, Adams has been the class of the city of South Bend this year.
If Adams can win that game, they have a 20-win season. They go 12-0 through the NIC. And Chad Johnston would still be the only coach to go 12-0 through the NIC, and he would have done it at 2 different schools. He did it here at Washington 3 years ago.
Chad, one of the great tenures here at Washington High School. How about names like Subby Nowicki, John Salmas, Dave Weber, Milt Cooper?
Griffin misses on the layup attempt, but the ball kicks back out to Northern, and he lost it on the way up. Bracey with a left-handed pass the length of the floor to Menting, but Jerry lost control going up, and it's getting a little sloppy here in the third. Vaughn all the way in for the bucket and the bump.
He's an exciting player.
Take another look on the SBO replay. And if you're at home counting steps here, 1, 2, 3, but you got away with it. So Franklin and Thornton check back in for the Knights, as DeMarcus, now with 10 points tonight and 11:44 in his career, goes to the line.
Washington with 4 turnovers here in the third quarter already. Marian with just 1 in the second half.
DeMarcus, a young man with a strong faith. He won the Kent Benson FCA Award at the Indiana Class Basketball All-Star Classic over the summer. Cuts the lead in half. Boffman for 3. Kakalia, another offensive rebound, but he has it stripped away, and the Panthers love to run. Griffin all the way in. Oh, it's swatted by Thornton. Here's Vaughn for 3, no good. Griffin corrals the loose change. Vaughn traveled. But take another look at the rejection here by Marian Thornton. He led the team coming in with 12 block shots, and he's racked up a couple tonight.
Well, they're impressive. Again, Marian is outsized by Washington, but boy, you get that kind of ability down around the rim and taking care of business.
The elevator goes up quickly.
It does.
3-point Knight lead with 2.5 to go in the third. Thornton is poked away. Cortez Redmond goes down and couldn't get it to go. Petty with the tip. Timeout called. We've got an injured player down right by our camera. Cortez Redmond, who went up for the layup, came down hard, and his left leg is folded behind his right. He's holding his left knee. And you'll get another look at what happened here on the SBO replay. Not a lot of room down at that end of the court. And Redmond wound up right at the feet of Rory Killalay, our photographer. And he's in the arms of an assistant coach right now in a lot of pain.
Coach Varga, a little, concerned for his young man. Got a break?
We will take a break right now. Ryan Varga out on the court, 2:18 to go in the third. Marian by 1 on 46. This edition of the 46th Game of the Week brought to you in part by Imagineering Finishing Technologies, the industry knowledge source for metal finishing solutions. They set the standard for industries including automotive, medical, aerospace, and military defense. Like the teams in tonight's game, IFT is working for a great finish. Cortez Redmond helped over to the bench. Meanwhile, Darian Thornton's three-pointer is no good. Petty gets the rebound for Washington, and the Panthers could take the lead here. DeMarcus Vaughn guarded well by Michael Boffman. He just shoots over the top of him and hits. Vaughn with his first three-pointer of the night, his 70th of the season. He has 14, and the Panthers go up by 2. Bracey at the other end answers with a 2 for Marian, and we're tied at 35. Miller trying to set a screen for Janai Griffin. Instead, it'll be Petty handling the ball up top for Washington.
Got Bracey playing defense down under the basket.
Griffin shot over Kakalia, couldn't get it to go, and now Bracey leads the transition movement. Kakalia at the other end for 2. Kaleo with 10 tonight. It's his third game in double figures. Meanwhile, Vaughn short on the 3. Kakalia another rebound. Here's Bracey being fouled by Griffin, and the two buddies will hold each other up. So Jerry Bracey headed to the foul line again, a 66% free throw shooter.
Second foul on Griffin.
Jerry averaging 18.3 points a game coming in. He's got 19 tonight. make it 20 for Bracy. As you see that he ranks 5th in the NIC in scoring. Blake Wesley far and away the leader. J.R. Canesti has been steady around that 22-point mark all year. Petty missed a few games. And then Derek Durda, kind of an unsung hero over a pen, and there's Bracy. But the scoring only a small part of what he does on this team. We mentioned earlier he leads the squad in rebounds, steals, and assists. Vaughn got the ball down low on Bracy and then double pumped and couldn't hit. Miller, an offensive rebound, no good, and the ball out of bounds to Washington.
A lot of fingertips on that basketball as it was moving toward the sidelines. And Washington, the beneficiary of the call.
But again, the athletic ability of the Knights inside to alter shots despite giving up so much in height. Now it's Petty trying to drive the baseline. He got bodied out of bounds.
You know, one of the factors for Marian they got to keep an eye on too, Bracy, I think, called on the foul, is that Boffman has missed all 4 of his shots tonight, but he's got to keep shooting because that is a big part of their offense.
Boffman and Sullivan. I mean, they haven't hit a 3 all night. And yet they lead this game by 4. Again, the Marian defense playing vintage basketball.
2-3 zone.
Here's Petty for 3. That's off the back iron. And the rebound tips around, and the quarter comes to an end. Tyrell Franklin wanted a foul called on Washington. He didn't get it. But what he did get was a big quarter from Kaleo Kakalia. The Marian sophomore has 10 points in this one, and the Knights lead Washington by 4, going to the 4th on 46. This edition of the TV 46 High School Basketball Game of the Week is being brought to you by the Indiana High School Athletic Association, partnering with TV 46 for 30 years. Rob Berger has seen his Knights at one time trail by 7. They lead now by 4. We go to Bo Hunt for a Bills Heating sideline report. Your thoughts on the third quarter, Bo?
Well, I thought for Marian, I thought Bracy just did an excellent job being that leader that he is, going out there. I'm sure he had a pretty high field goal percentage there, just like Marian has all night. For Washington, again, they started settling for threes. They got back. They got, I believe, took the lead at the 1 point on the 1-3. Then right down the floor, 3 times in a row, they took a 3 with only 1 pass, and they just didn't move the ball like Ryan was talking about, guys.
Bo, you're exactly right. Washington in the third quarter, 1 out of 8 from 3-point range. Marian 0 for 1. And Washington continues to struggle. They're now 3 of 18 from 3-point range.
Marian has done it by playing good, solid man-to-man defense and having a guy right in the face of shooters. Vaughn had to battle for that loose ball and lost it.
Folks, the caring and experienced professionals at Bub Funeral Chapel offer a range of personalized services. For more information, call them at 255-3126 or visit them at bubfuneralchapel.com. Bub Funeral Chapel is here for you and your family and wishes the athletes in tonight's game good luck.
Bracy handles the ball up top. Now Darian Thornton and Sullivan, but Marian will be patient in its attack here. Bracy spinning inside, lost the ball, but it will stay with Marian.
Marian had good success getting the ball inside Kaleo Kakalea in that third quarter. He was 3 out of 4 and has 10 points. He's having himself a good night.
The Knights have won 7 straight coming into this one. Menting for 3, that's short. And Miller used those long arms to haul in the rebound. Jason Jones in the game now. He wears 12. Vaughn charges against Sullivan.
Pretty good position there by Deglin Sullivan. He's a freshman, but a very heady player.
Marian has held every opponent this year below its scoring average. 14 of those have scored 10 points or more below their scoring average. Washington came in averaging about 63 points a game, and they're well below their average tonight. Bracey for 2, pure. He's got 23. He had his career high 29 against Penn last Friday night.
A lot of time left in this ball game, especially if Washington has to foul, could put him at the line.
Meanwhile, inside it goes. Miller short-armed the shot. Petty, the rebound, puts it in. Jalen Petty now with 16 in this one. Back to a 4-point game. And again, Marian has done this without hitting a three-pointer tonight. They've tried a few.
0 for 5 on the night.
Bracey will back it out. Now Menting tries to drive, and Bracey takes it in with the left and got it to go. Holy cow.
Big, big bucket for the Marian Knights.
One thing that makes a player terrific is the ability to score with either hand, and Jerry Bracey just showed that ability.
Good play there for Jerry Bracey, no question about it.
So now Jerry will go back to the line. Close friends with Jaden Ivey, who left Marian to go to La Lumiere, will wind up at Purdue next year playing for Matt Painter. Missed the free throw there. The Marian lead holds at 6. That's their biggest lead of the game.
Marian ran off 8 unanswered points in that first quarter to go up 8-2. That was their other 6-point lead.
Meanwhile, the top side triple missed by Jones, but Petty another offensive rebound. And Bracey collects the rebound. Look at this pass ahead. Franklin to Sullivan for 2. Deglin's off the snide, and it's an 8-point night lead.
That was good basketball right there.
Meanwhile, Petty short on the shot. And this time, Bracey will just jog it up. Sullivan, a deep 3. Connects. It's sponsored by Bub's Funeral Chapel. An 11-point lead as Ryan Varga calling timeout with 4:49 to go. That escalated quickly.
That really did, and Marian using every aspect of their game to take that lead to 11. And we got to tell you, folks, the South Bend Community School Corporation is now accepting applications to its magnet programs for the fall semester. Visit sb.school for more information about programs in computer science, engineering, fine arts, Spanish, and French immersion. They also have free Montessori and much more. Programs are available for students beginning at the elementary level through high school. High school programs can lead to professional certifications and licensure, as well as college credits, preparing students to enter the job market or continue to higher education. Students in grades 8 and older may even shadow a magnet student to learn more about a particular program. Apply today at sb.school.
We've seen this scenario before between these two teams. Just 2 years ago, Marian beat Washington by 23 in the final regular season game. 4 days later, Marian won in the sectional, and they had to go to overtime to win by 3. So anything that you see here tonight means absolutely nothing for Tuesday night over at Jimtown.
Look at Deglin Sullivan. He's got some smiles going on right now. He hadn't scored until here in the fourth quarter. Got a bucket and then a 3.
And look how that's opened things up for the Knights. Still don't count Washington out. While they have been cold from three-point range tonight, they're capable of heating up from out there and getting back in this game in a hurry, trailing by 11.
And they almost have to now with 4:43 to go.
Vaughn on the outside. Now Petty slashing in. Kakalia blocked it, but they call a blocking foul against Marian. I don't think it was Kakalia that was called for the block. I think it was the other defender underneath.
Foul might be on Franklin.
It's actually Menting who got him with the body. The second on Mitchell. And so here's Jalen Petty, the 71% foul shooter.
Menting's second foul.
Jalen missed some time with a hip injury earlier this year as he misses the first one. But he was the one who spoke to the team after the loss to South Bend Adams that sparked this 8-game win streak. It's now a final from over at New Prairie. Congratulations to Chad Johnston and the Adams Eagles. They beat the Cougars tonight 66-56 to win the Northern Indiana Conference title.
Wow, what a year for Adams.
Meanwhile, Petty hit the second. He's got 17 tonight. Menting as Marian runs this weave up at the top. Bracy trying to go one-on-one. Look at the handles that just about everybody on this Marian team has, but especially Bracy. Kakalia for three. No, not that time, but Menting a big offensive rebound, and Marian can bleed a little more time. Sullivan down the lane, blocked but fouled. And the offensive rebounding of Marian tonight has really hurt the Panthers.
It really has in the first half. Half of Marian's rebounds were on the offensive end. Washington picked that up as well. And both teams very active on the offensive boards.
Sullivan misses the first. His dad, Sean, encouraging from the sidelines, one of the Marian assistant coaches, right there by Rob Berger. Sullivan, an 82% foul shooter, but he missed them both.
Wow.
10-point lead for Marian. Petty tried the fadeaway, couldn't get it to go. Jason Jones went up, but the ball goes out of bounds off Marian. Ryan Varga wants to know where the foul was.
Or at least the contact. Like he just got off balance, threw it up, and missed everything.
Time becoming a factor against the Panthers here. They work it outside to Petty. Catch and release three wouldn't go, and Kakali another rebound. He's got to have a double-double tonight. He had one in the opener against Fort Wayne Lures. Here's Bracy kicking it back outside. And then Bracy down the lane. Couldn't get that one to drop. And the rebound controlled by Miller. And Panthers want to run.
Bracy can't complain about a bad roll. He's had a lot of good ones tonight.
Absolutely. Northern threw it away. Marian in transition. Showtime. Timeout called by the Marian Knights with 2:33 to go. They have a 12-point lead.
Chuck, one of the things about Bracy tonight, he had 6 points in the first quarter. He had 8 points in the second quarter. He had 7 points in the third, and he's got 6 here in the fourth.
27 for JB tonight.
Pretty impressive. Folks, speaking of impressive, it's a great time to be a Marian Knight. Marian offers 32 different dual credit classes in collaboration with local colleges and universities. Students earn college credits to begin their college careers, and parents save on the cost of college tuition. Find out more at marianhs.org. Bo Hunt was the only one that could have stopped that slam dunk. I think, Bo, I didn't see much defense out of you right there.
Yeah, I was just busy trying to retrieve balls down here all night long. There's been a lot of stuff in this corner and protecting guys from coming out of bounds as well.
Well, I have the feeling, Bo, you might be talking to Jerry Bracy just like Bob did at halftime. Here's DeMarcus Vaughn for three. That's off the back iron. Miller kicks it outside. Petty for three. That's not going to go. Washington is just surried down to a stone-cold picnic, and Menting is called for the foul, his third.
But 3 more offensive boards for Washington. You can't complain about their effort.
They've been able to get 17 out of Petty tonight. DeMarcus Vaughn at the foul line has 15 now. But they just have not been able to get. Janai Griffin hasn't scored a point in the second half, and nobody else has either. It's been Petty or Vaughn or bust.
Exactly. It's been two players, and they've both scored fairly well, even though they've only got 40 as a team.
10-point Marian lead with 2:05 to go. Great pass by Bracy to find Franklin, and good judgment by Kyrell to understand the situation.
St. Andrews Products has joined our team with the finest in promotional products, advertising specialties, business gifts, and apparel. Call them at 800-628-9922, or you can email them at sales@standrewscorp.com. Your expectations become our standards, and our answer is always yes. Now, what's the question?
Bracy dropped the last one for Menting. He gives this one to Sullivan, tipped in by Franklin. Kyrell now with 4. And the Marian Knights are going to run their win streak to 8 and their record to 18-4, and should be carrying plenty of confidence into the Jimtown sectional, where they have to go through the rugged upper bracket. They face Washington on Tuesday night, and the reward for the winner of that game is a date with 7th-ranked St. Joe. Another turnover by Washington. Another assist for Jerry Bracy. This one to Declan Sullivan. And a timeout called by Marian with 1:08 to go.
Yeah, the Knights have really opened things up here in the second half. In this fourth quarter, Marian now 7 out of 9 from the field, and Washington has only been able to take 6 shots in the fourth quarter, and 8 shots in the fourth quarter, but they've only made 1.
So they're 7 out of 9 in this quarter, and they were 12 of 18 at halftime. Marian's shooting percentage for the night has to be somewhere around, at the worst, 60%.
It's been real solid.
Reminder, Sunday on Pulse FM means college basketball. We'll split the frequencies on 103.1. It should be Indiana at Illinois. That'll be the game on Pulse FM Sunday at 2 p.m. And then at 2 p.m. on 92.1 and 96.9, it's Notre Dame and Florida State as the Irish women wrap up their regular season before ACC tournament play. So tune it in Sunday at 2 p.m. to Pulse FM.
Tony Simeone struggling his way down to Tallahassee.
Somebody's got to go.
It's about 74 degrees there today.
Janai Griffin on the dribble. DeMarcus Vaughn for 3. That one won't go either.
Wow.
Tipped around. Jalen Petty finally gets it to go, and a timeout called by Ryan Varga here with 46 seconds left and a 14-point ball game. All right, partner, I'm going to put you on the spot. We've seen all the teams in the top half of the bracket for that Jimtown sectional. Who do you like?
Well, I certainly like the way Marian's playing, and again, as Rob Berger said, nobody thought we'd be 17-4 coming into tonight. And one of the things that's happened is they've been patient and allowed these younger players to fit in. And again, you got a freshman point guard out there doing a great job. I like Marian to win, and I think St. Joe has a chance to advance, and it just should be a great bracket up there on the top.
Bo, you got to pick one of the 3. Who are you taking?
I have to?
Yeah, that's the rules.
All 3 teams are, I think, can win it, and I think all 3 teams can actually head down to state. I mean, it's just, they have a lot of quality, a lot of good players, a lot of compliments off the bench and other starters as well. Beginning of the season, I had St. Joe winning it, and I thought St. Joe had the best team. I still think that they might, but this Marian team just keeps going plugging away, man.
If I had to take one of the 3, I'd take Marian. They're hot right now, and their defense has been terrific. So with a 58-42 deficit here for Washington, Janai Griffin will be going to the line for 3. Griffin has not scored in the second half, 65% free throw shooter. Normally brings great energy to this Washington team, but has not been able to create much tonight. He had scored in double figures in 7 straight games, but unless something goes awkward here in the last 27 seconds, that streak will come to an end.
The big thing about Washington is they have to regroup. They have to believe in themselves. They didn't win 8 in a row by accident. They've become a very good team. They just, they got to look at the stat sheet. We're going to live with the 3-point shot, and they really struggle with that tonight.
Well, and who knows what was held back in this one. That's the big mystery as you go forward here on Tuesday night, is what are we going to see from these teams that we didn't see tonight?
Well, might be, I'm going to say it's a record-setting opportunity here for Jerry Bracey, I believe.
Yeah, if he gets these 2 free throws, he ties his career high. 28 tonight for Jerry. He had 29 last Friday against Penn. You just can't say enough about the job that this senior has done leading this team this year.
Very unselfish team.
One of only 2 starters returning to the lineup this season. And yet he'll take Marian into the sectional with a record of 19-4. Vaughn's 3-pointer off the mark again. Petty throws it off Kakalea out of bounds.
Really like Petty. I like everything he's done tonight. He just hasn't made enough shots, but he hustles, he rebounds, can shoot the 3, can shoot the 2.
Griffin gets that one to go, and so Chennai Griffin will have his double-figure game tonight. He's got 11. But this one's a fait accompli. The clock ticks to 0-0, and the Marian Knights have defeated the Washington Panthers by a final score of 60-47. Stick around. We've got all of our post-game festivities, including our player of the game and electrifying player of the game, next on the 46 Game of the Week.
Thanks for watching the WHME TV 46 High School Game of the Week, brought to you by
Back at the Great Western Forum, the fans filing out on this cold February night after the home team loses to the Marian Knights by a count of 60-47. Marian has now won 8 straight, and they snapped the Panthers' 8-game win streak. Chuck and Bob high above the fray as they're trying to chase us out of here in a hurry, I think.
Lights are going down a little bit, but the lights are on during the course of the ball game, especially for Jerry Bracey. Picked his team up, 29 points, tied his career high. I had him unofficially 12 out of 15 from the field, and he took the shots that you can make. And, we talked about how he doesn't shoot the 3 very often. You don't have to if you're making your deuces and making your free throws.
Sounds like the recipe to be our IU South Bend fulfilling the promise player of the game. The bright light's still on where Bo Hunt is.
Standing by with our player of the game, Jerry Bracey. Jerry, 29 points again tonight. Same thing last Friday, career high. What was it about this game tonight that really brought your best?
Well, I knew I really had to step up. I knew they were going to stop the drive first, so I knew I would have to knock down a shot. It's all been about being able to be a threat for more aspects of the game, to be able to create for my team. And I was really able to find the open man down the court, so that helped us a lot.
You guys play this team again on Tuesday night. What was it coming into this game that's going to prepare you for that Tuesday night game?
It's a sectional appointment, so, of course we were fired up. We came out with intensity. We really wanted to knock the spirits off first game, so they wouldn't come out as much intensity for the sectional game, and we're ready.
Adams did wrap up the conference tonight. You guys did get the second place, but people didn't even have you guys finishing in the top 3 or 4. What was it about this team that really brought you guys into where you guys are right now?
Well, all the talk about us not being good, that was just more motivation. The offseason, the young guys stepping up, the freshmen really knocking down shots. It's been amazing, but we still have a lot to improve on.
Hey, congratulations. Best luck on Tuesday.
Thank you, too.
Back to you.
Meanwhile, time to look at our Electrical Workers Local 153 electrifying play of the game. And Jerry Bracey, as many of his Marian teammates did at the defensive end, had a chance to show us how he elevates at the offensive end.
And after the break, I tell you, the transition got going for Marian. Bracey flushes that one down, and he had plenty of time to get in position and put it down. And teammates all around celebrating as well. And I tell you what, he's been so impressive. That's the Electrical Workers Local 153 electrifying play of the game, but he's been so impressive in what he has given up for his teammates. And he loves being a leader. He loves getting an assist. And I'm thinking about, Jaden Ivey was with this team last year. He was the top guy. And Jerry Bracey was kind of the second guy. And if Jaden's still here, maybe he's still the second guy. But tonight and all season long, he's been the man.
I'll tell you, his teammates like him too. Kyrell Franklin was almost as high as Jerry was on that dunk, just celebrating it. So congratulations to Marian. It's 8th straight win. And we'll see how these two teams fare on Tuesday night in the sectional over at Jimtown High School. Our thanks to our TV46 crew led by our production manager and director and technical director, and he did a little bit of everything tonight, Dean Korsmo. Dan Ballmer in the audio box tonight. We had Thomas Tahara doing the graphics as usual. A reminder that we have college basketball on the radio on Sunday. That is with Purdue and Purdue and Illinois Sunday at 2, and then Notre Dame women Sunday at 2 against Florida State. But more importantly, and especially if you're watching Saturday morning, coming up next, all 4 games of the Indiana High School Girls State Finals, including Northwood and Salem, at 6 o'clock Saturday night here on TV 46. Now for my broadcast partners, the Hall of Famers Bob Nagel and Bo Hunt, Chuck Freeby, the final, Marian 60, Washington 47. So long from South Bend.